did I play first? Well, Drakengard 2. Has anyone here that's actually played this game? 2, 3? I'm so sad for you guys. Alright, now what's wrong with Drakengard 2?
Oh wait, was the first one any good?
No, in fact, let me tell you all about the first one, which I reviewed some years ago at Genericon. This game had everything. It had the worst, most repetitive button-mashing gameplay you could think of. It had really creepy, awful enemies that you just didn't want to see. It had a terrible plot where you could never rescue anybody you wanted to, and there was, could we crank that music? Some really terrible music, full symphonic orchestra for this like 3-note repetitive thing. Also, it had a bunch of really cool endings, all of which increased in awfulness the longer you played reversing God. And then they announced Drakengard 2, and I was like, yes! This is going to be what I need for Genericon. This is going to be great. So how do I know that this game is going to be bad? Right there, right on the title screen, is this. That's right. So already it's going to be creepy and terrible. So, I want to picture the boardroom meeting where they came up with this idea. So I'm going to let these people here speak for themselves. Alright, a little like that. The game is the killer, and you are the victim. And you will be victimized by this game, let me tell you. Let me give you the rundown. There's some bad guys, you get a dragon and a sword, and then you're just going to kill stuff. Alright, I know there's love triangle. A really kind of tacked on love triangle where they're going to murder each other, but whatever. So what's the gameplay like? Really tedious, there's no variety. It's basically every bad idea you've seen in another game stuck together into this game. Like, let's avoid monsters we can kill. Kind of low res, whatever, but there they are. Put some more monsters? No, that's it. There's only like 7 types of things in the whole game. You'll just be killing thousands of the same monster. There's not even reskinning, just the same guys. Timed missions, everyone's favorite kind of mission, where your game is going to run out and you can't do anything about it. Puzzles, where in a game you run around and hit people with swords, are not exactly complicated. Like this one here. Ooh, what's the puzzle? Hit stuff with your sword. And then there's these other timed missions. This is my personal favorite. There's a battleship you gotta protect from some other dragons. And you're like, alright, I'll just go clear them out of the path. No, it doesn't matter. The battleship takes damage even if no one's shooting at it. It just slowly explodes. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? And then there was the AI in this game. Let's have a look.
Yes.
And then explosive barrels, like you only have a sword, you're going to run up to that and it's going to explode. Will it hurt you? No. Does it hurt everyone else? Yes. So there's not a very good ideas here. How about combat itself? Well, you're basically just going to hit the square button for the whole game. You can also get into your dragon, but it sort of doesn't really work. You need the XP. And then there's these dragon-only flight modes that are terrible. Let's have a look. Like, look, see those little red dots up there in my mini-map? Every one of those is like 5 guys. There's a lot of people here. Then you can get onto your dragon and just kind of like hover there and blow them all up really slowly, kind of boring. And then the dragon action. You're actually on your dragon, flying high in the sky in gargoyle cubes? That looks really boring. Yeah, it's as boring as it looks. Then there's the grinding. Of course a game like this is going to be about grinding. How about this? Remember those red dots? Yeah, I'm completely surrounded by like tons and tons of guys. How about now? There's always more monsters, of course there are. And then this has got to be one of my favorite shots. That's like a zoomed in mini-map, completely surrounded. How bad could it get? Really bad. I killed over 10,000 people while playing this game, and I was trying to get through it as fast as I could. And I'll need every kill. Like, so every guy gives you about 16 experience, and you gotta level up all your swords. Look at that, that's 20 grand over there just to level it up once. So they want you to grind. Then there's the narrator of the game, who's kind of a special fellow. He really loves suffering, and he wants you to know about it. Like this one, he's like, oh, that guy there, I want you to beat him up, just kill him, come on, do it. And then, of course, your character's like, oh, I want to save everybody, I'm a good guy. And the narrator's like, no, eliminate all the traitors. You're like, they're not really traitors, they're too bad, slaughter them. Slaughter them. And like, you know, the character doesn't want you, the narrator wants you to. But this is true, like, you have no idea what's going on in most of the game, only the narrator knows. He's like, yeah, just kill some stuff, it'll work out, trust me. And he's like, oh, hard enemies, I'm so glad we found some, because we're tired of killing thousands of useless guys. Or this one, started killing the little mafia there. Make that Griffin regret getting involved. Joking. And then really, the narrator, oh, who could that be over there? Oh, I don't know. You think you might want to walk over? Come on, find out. And then this one here, alright, burn everything, burn it, burn. He's just a bad guy. He's like this evil advisor, always over your shoulder, like a vizier. Then there's the weapons in the game. Now Drakengard, if anyone remembers the original panel, has a lot of weapons with these really disturbing stories behind them. And Drakengard 2 does not disappoint. There are literally hundreds of stories for these stupid weapons. I want to pick out some of my personal favorite, like this one, where people just torture each other until they're all dead. Or this one, where like you got this sword and everyone who wields it slaughters innocents pretty much non-stop. Or this one. Look at that quote. Yeah. It's a nice world to live in, and the weapons let you know that sort of thing. They tell you all the details that you didn't really want to know. Then there's the characters. You know what? The characters don't matter in this game, but someone drew some really stupid portraits for them. These are the bosses of the game, and I've given their relative powers at the bottom there. They're really weird. Are the basketballs themselves any good? No, they all have like one trick to them, that's how you do it. Except for the one guy that doesn't, and you spend nearly an hour killing him slowly. Then there's these peasants. The game is just full of these peasants that like, their only purpose is to look tragic and awful. Let's listen to them.
Well, we escaped the flames of the dragon, but now there's nowhere to run.
Soon the sky will fall on our heads. And that'll be the end, won't it?
I've lived too long.
I've lived too long. And like, they all these weird British voice actors, the peasants get way more lines than you do. All they do is sound sad and depressed. Then there's these other guys. More awful portraits. Like, who thought that shopkeeper in the center there was a good idea? And then, he's just, why does your character go away? And then, like, you go to the menu and everyone gets this, like, really angry eye shot where it's like, ugh, yeah, we're so tough. Really, kids? So what's the plot like in this game? This is the whole plot. Like, right there on screen. I'm sure it's a bunch of cliches you've never heard before. But in Drakengard, there is one minor difference. The difference is that the cure in this game is always worse than the disease. So here's some people. Oh no, we're sacrificing these people. This is terrible. We need to take down the evil empire and stop them. And how did that go? We saved everybody and wait, oh no. Oh no. Like the sky just collapses and then everything goes horribly, horribly wrong. As you kind of expect from a game like Drakengard, which teaches you that the more you fight, the worse it is for you. So just stop. Then after a few lame battles that are just made up, a lot of BS plot exposition. Now I read through all of this to try to find some points that were interesting for you guys, but it's just nothing. They weren't even trying. But whatever, there's a predictable betrayal, of course. Thank you, the narrator. And we save the world by making this girl suffer for basically eternity, which is awesome. Like, thanks guys, the love triangle really resolved itself now. What happened to that Square Enix flair, though? What are the, the cool cutscenes that they're known for? Let's have a look at the very best of them. Alright, we got some doofy dragons. And gorilla doofy looking mech things. Oh no, what's that? Oh, it just looks so terrible. Like, you're used to something like, the stuff you see in Final Fantasy, and this is the best the game can offer. Like, that's the top. It looks okay, but it's like, really? That's the best? Anyway.
It looks like it's the wrong game.
It's the wrong game. So then, how about the endings of this game? Where you're like, okay, I played through a dozen or 20, 30-hour game.
It looks like it belongs to Crystal Chronicles.
There you go. More Crystal Chronicles. So how do we end this game? Oh, wait, what is that? You can't. No. And see, in Drakengard 1, you can just play from any point in the game to get the new endings. This game requires you to play the whole thing again, twice, 2 more times to get a different kind of ending. Now, I gotta admit, I was not willing to do that for you guys, because that game was tragic. Aww. Instead, I'm going to leave you with your moment of zen.
Love me. Love me. Square Enix.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
This one wasn't here. Oh, God.
We need a new word.
Oh, dear.
Technical difficulties. Tactics.
That's a wall
So, for my bad game, I decided to play our Tonelico, Melody of Elemia. I'd heard about this game from this gentleman right here many years ago, and I finally found a copy and decided, you know what, I'll give it a shot. So, I played plenty of JRPGs. Varying quality, but, you know, generally I've had a good relationship with them. But nothing I played prepared me for this. The world's already been destroyed twice, so I think that humanity is going to have some trouble picking up the slack. So, we're given some cliched plot about, you know, some viruses coming out of a tower, and they've been sealed away, but now things are going wrong again. Case in point, we've got to, you know, seal those things away by beating them in the face. Seems like a solid plan. But let me detail the battle system for you a little bit, because this was supposed to be one of the attractive points of the game. You know, your core characters right here, these guys in the front line, they hit things with swords, they take hits, they defend that girl in the back there who is singing. By which I mean casting a big glowing ball of energy which blows your enemy to kingdom come. And so that's kind of neat, but then you realize that that's pretty much all you do. That's all that the game boils down to is hit things, take a hit things, take a hit, blow something up. That's it. And meanwhile, why don't we throw some crazy terminology at you, like Ravatales. Those are the girls that cast the magic. What does that even mean? What does all this stuff mean? All you need to know is big numbers equal a bigger boom. Now, you do get some neat things. Like this horrible spell, which casts waves after waves of swords at your enemies, but it really just makes the game feel like you're cheating. Outside of boss battles, nothing can stand against you, with the possible exception of wolves that are immune to everything except fire, but I'll get into that later. So, of course, in the first boss battle of this game, our weapons are useless. We have to run away like little pansies and find the magical MacGuffin to actually defeat these things. Now, there's no indication that this man is in any way qualified to pilot an airship. Case in point. He crashes on one of the floating islands around the tower, and now has to hoof it all the way back home, while finding the Kim crystal here that he needs to get. Well, the first sign of trouble in this game, really, after the cliched plot, was the fact that my first enemy was this cute little thing, which in no way could pose any threat to me, and oh jeez. Are you for serious? Does the game think I am so weak without a Revatale that it needs to heal me? Whatever. I make it to the first village, and I find out that my airship is about to be repossessed. So this is obviously a problem, but these guys want proof of ownership. I'm not carrying a license around, so very clearly, once again, this man had no business being in that thing. But we're back to the village, now with our first new party member, whoop-de-doo. We go to the other forest to fight these wolves that the villagers said are bothering them, and if we can get rid of them, we'll get the airship back. Once again, our weapons are useless. Of course, Liner here, our main character, thinks, I can deal with this, burning love and all that kind of bull crap that you see in Gurren Lagann and whatnot. That'll work just fine here. Jack's laying down the law in this case. No, just no. But they take this as an introduction to graph melding, a synthesis system, which is another one of the pillars of the game. What the hell is that? I'm trying to make strings for a lute. Why do I need something called the Euteria fragment, a battery, and white powder? I can't even begin to understand, but you can make cool things with this system. You can make anything, from bombs to medicine to missiles to... So I make the missile that I need to blow these guys up, blast the hell out of those guys, and go back. And can you fix my airship? Oh, of course not. No, heavens no. Nobody around here is competent. We'll just watch over it for you while you go and find someone who can. So where are we now? Hour 1. I have gone back and forth so many times that I am willing to burn that village to the ground just to make sure that I don't have another point to stop at. But we get to the main city that we're supposed to be at, and My main character is accused of pedophilia the first of many times. I kept a running tally. Now, we get to the city and we meet this guy. He wants to talk to you. He looks legit. One unwinnable boss battle later, you are unconscious and dragged to his techno fortress where you meet this girl. She remembers you, you don't remember her. I wonder if there's a love plot that's going to happen. And they give you a tutorial on having conversations. The third most basic form of human communication, just below grunting and punching each other. And we have to have a step-by-step, like, tutorial on it that's longer than the instructions on how to make Pop-Tarts. Oh, you can't be serious. I'm trying to escape from this place, and they've got nuclear power. You know what? I can't take you seriously anymore, game. I come to the beginning, but now you're just losing me. So, we get to the place, but we can't get out because all the airships are grounded. So, we go back to the place where we just were to try and find a way out, and oh, guess it's blocked. This is beginning to sound very familiar, isn't it? Alright, so we go back to the town to figure out a way out. We go back to that place, and, you know, there's a wall here. Can't we just blow it up? We've got bombs, I've got missiles, I can make those things. Well, a bomb is too loud, but a lightning bolt is just
Well, make the case that a lightning bolt, you know, would...
Don't even try. You're giving this game way too much credit. So, in any case, I don't have that magic, so how am I going to craft the magic? Diving. I will get into this later. I craft the goddamn magic. Get to that place, blow the wall to hell. And now, we're just bouncing back and forth. So, I started to acquire more party members, all half of which are nubile young women. We eventually get that crystal we were looking for. Pope Quail Hat over here decides that he's going to give us his blessing as we go back to the city that we were supposed to save, leaving us with this little line hanging. Oh, do you think the church is going to be evil?
Yes! Yes!
We get to the gate here, and find out that this tribe is keeping everyone out. How do I get past the gate? By completing the cliched ordeal of the moon, which mostly involves punching this guy in the face. Once again, I'm accused of pedophilia. Twice in one day, in fact. I just had to include this. Stone trees, people. That's what they make their buildings out of. You need fertilizer to make them grow. Now, we finally managed to teleport back to the main city, and we got to deal with all of these guys once again. We defeat them. So, okay, we're good now, aren't we? No. One of my Raventails, the magic users over here, has been infected with those viruses, and I have to dive into her, which is the solution to everything besides graph melding, to free her from a crystal that she was trapped within in her own mind while being controlled by the villains. It's like a cliche race, and I can't tell who's winning. Now, okay, we finally rescued her from that. We got the viruses out. We're done. That's it. Game over, man. We're set. Oh no. Alright, well the viruses are still causing trouble. So, we go to the church, and they're having problems of their own. But we find out that, you know, these guys are working on that same problem, which is that a giant storm is coming, and apparently because the tower controls the weather, nobody's ever experienced a real storm before. Wow. Alright, we do some light puzzles, we fix that whole thing. But we find out that our Revitel over here, Orica, is infected with something called Tattoo-list. One of the dumbest names yet in a game that is full of dumb names. So we gotta fix that, and oh Jesus. Apparently she's the reincarnation and descendant of this goddess here. And her hat. And so, we've got to administer a life-extending agent in order to keep her alive.
Would her being a goddess make it easier?
You'd think that, but no. So, we begin with more terrible innuendo that just gets worse and worse. Now, we get through all of that, and we go back to the city, and apparently the Pope is now being evil. Oh. Yes, tremble, your Kyle Clancy.
Yeah.
That goes about as well as expected. He tries to resurrect the mother of all viruses, he gets turned into a virus himself, he tries to kill you, you beat him. But now the virus is infecting this woman that's been like your leader of the tower for the entire game. Oh great, is anyone not going to turn on me? Well, we gotta get back up there, but she sealed off all the doors, so we need to fly up in the broken airship. By making something called a flipper, which is very clearly a gear, and also the size of a house, I'll mention, and finally get it together. We're back on the job. Let's get up there. Oh, here we are, another accusation of pedophilia. There was actually one I missed, so we're actually one higher than I show you right here. Another time, so we're actually at 5 or 6 accusations of pedophilia throughout the 28 hours I played in this game, and that is just 5 too many. So we get up here, and the main character's father has like been hurt and everything, and so it's like, okay, oh man, we gotta get him out of here. I have something to tell you. No, old man, there's no time. All right, well, we get him back to safety. Well, what's this thing that we need to defeat the boss? And where is it? You must be joking. You that bastard. Finally, we get that thing. We get to the top of the tower, which is called, I'm not joking, the Rinkernator. Sounds like a extreme Zamboni. She goes on about being evil, and we get the viruses out of her, but the virus is tied to the tower, so we can't kill it. And she's about to sacrifice herself nobly. This is the last line you've seen before. We go to credits? Does the game want to end as much as I want it to end? But no, there's more. You're still in gameplay mode. You have to make the choice of whether or not you live happily ever after with the woman you've been pursuing, or go into phase 3. I could not hit that button fast enough. I wanted out. But I told you that story to tell you this story.
What happens in phase 3?
I have no idea, and I don't want to know. About diving. A man of raw charisma like Leonard Barset is the only man who can get away with pants like these. There's a reason you can only find pictures of him from the waist up. And these ladies here are all over him. Let's go with the Revitail I chose to have a relationship with, Orica. I chose her purely because she was less annoying than the other one, and that's not saying much. You have to have conversations with them in order to make them, like you more and allow you deeper into their soul space, aka their cosmosphere, aka whatever other BS they're trying to call it today.
Wow, that sounds exactly like Persona.
So,
a million times more lame.
So we make it to level 1, and what happens here? We're introduced to this dude. I looked at this and I thought this is going to be the dumbest thing I have ever seen.
Was it?
Not it. Scott?
Bottom right.
Oh, you're the mind guy. See, I am here to protect Orica. You have no authority in this sort of scenario. I'm not here to screw around. Hey, what kind of name is Don Leon? How dare you? Orica gave me my name. I demand satisfaction. Or an apology.
That's right, I've just been challenged to a duel by a stuffed animal. This guy is awesome. He's better than every other character in this game put together. But the first level, all you do is craft some song magic. Whoop-de-friggin' do. So let's move on to level 2. We rediscover another benefit of the dive system, acquiring new and silly outfits. Like this one right here. Not so bad. Or these classy numbers. Or this one. And guess what, folks? It's combat effective. You have your main characters like love interest here traipsing around the world in a towel, which is more powerful than almost any other outfit in the entire game. It's just depressing. Come on, game. What's wrong with you? Uh-oh. Another benefit of diving is being able to install. To add crystals to your Revitail's powers to make them more powerful. How does installing work? Cramming a Graphnode crystal somewhere into your Revitail. And of course, to continue the innuendo, it only gets worse. Anyway, back into the dive. We're already on level 3 here, and oh geez, heavens. Alright, what's the problem? Why can't you heal her? Well, apparently she's lacking confidence. Whoop-de-doo. Well, maybe we can find something to help you. Like this weed, which you say is poisonous? What the hell? She's trying to murder a mental representation of her best friend. And Liner doesn't see a problem with this. Yeah, we all feel bad about our friends sometime or another, but most of us don't try to straight up murder them. We get into level 4, there's some more finish fuel, and this thing, a terrifying cat on a riding vacuum cleaner. This is totally in context. And what does Don Leon think of all of this? I dare you to make less sense. Okay. Lost it. This woman is clearly over the edge. I want nothing more to do with her. But I made a promise. I made a promise to you guys that I was going to soldier on. She's going to beat up everyone that ever bullied her, including him. And Don Leon, of course, is going to have none of that. He lays down the law, tells her, nope, we're done. Just stop. Just friggin' stop. You'd think that would be the bottom of the barrel. You'd think that she couldn't get more nuts after this. Oh, you'd be wrong. I wake up chained to a bed. And this is the origin of the towel outfit. It just keeps on getting worse. I was actually praying to whatever gods I believed in that my roommates would not walk in on me getting this, because I would die from embarrassment. Well, Angel Orca over here, the only costume that actually covers anything besides the Don Leon monstrosity, is here to tell her, no, we're done. You're creating, some kind of horrible paradox loop, so we're going to cram you through a paradigm shift and get you onto the next level.
Yes, more random dial.
And you get. They tell he makes the mistake of telling her about this whole incident in the real world. That goes over pretty well, but. We go on to level 7, where we gotta help Angel Orca defeat this horrible monster. Don Leon has to come to our rescue because he is the man. And unfortunately, I can't proceed to the next level until I make her a Don Leon stuffed animal. How hard can this friggin' be? It's a stuffed animal. I need cloth and cotton. Come on, guys. This is lame. You had me making missiles and all that other bullcrap before. Now these things are something I can pick up anywhere, any shop. This is awesome. Oh, God.
What?
This is to create string, one of the components for the claw. I finally made this. And it's time to go to level 8, now that I've given her the animal and everything's good. And how is this going to go? Pretty well, I'd say. So, she's here, and she loves you. She really, really loves you. She doesn't want to be apart from you, so what is she going to do? Jump into magma with you. I don't think you understand how this whole, being together thing works. And Angel Orca here, of course, has to deal with this in the only way she knows. Horrible, holy purging. She deals with that, but of course it doesn't destroy the demon. You have to all learn to get along. They have to, work together. To work together to make a world worthy of them and Liner here. But wait, guys, it's not over yet. We're on level 9.
Oh my God.
And this is really, really happening. We go to a wedding ceremony presided over by this horrible thing. We get some of this, and we tie Orica to the tower. Just take that in for a minute. To make her more powerful and get her this friggin' outfit. But it couldn't possibly end there. We couldn't just have closure. It couldn't be done. We've got level E, which just gets crazier and crazier. There's a singing contest with a bald man. Thank you, Liner. I don't know either. We steal a person's tears right off their face. We create this goofy thing. Oh, okay, we're done. We're out of here. Okay, what did I learn from this game? What did I take away from it? I can subconsciously marry 2 girls at once, without either of their conscious selves being aware of it, and ensure that this man here gets all the ladies. And now, I'm done. I'm just done. This game, it's over. I'm free, at last. I'm free. It's great.
Oh, Dan. I have something for you.
Oh yeah.
Why, it's our Tonelico 2, Dan.
Scott, please, why do you own this?
Man, I own all bad games.
I hate you right now, you know that.
Oh, I'm sure. Look forward, folks, to next year. So, what's up next? Who knows? Who knows this game? Alright, so, what was wrong? What could possibly be wrong with a cool classic game like Breath of Fire 2? I liked the first one a lot, and no game gets to have like 5 or 6 sequels of being a bad game, right? Well, let's see how this is gonna go. Things start off pretty promising. We got this cool opening, a lot of neat imagery and story, and I was like, alright, I can get into this right now. But then, what? Our objective is to find a pet. Okay, fine. So, the two of us leave on our epic adventure to find a pet. We jump across the world map real quick, find the darn thing, and we get to found our own town, which is actually kind of cool. Alright, so a short quest, an awesome reward. This is going to be great! And then it suddenly goes horribly wrong. Your assistant here gets caught stealing from someone, but not really. There's a real thief, and we have to go find her. And so begins one of the longest, most pointless quests ever. Now, is this going to be awesome? Is this going to be like we're going to chase her down and have some kind of battles on railroads and all kinds of cool stuff, escapes and blimps? No. No, it doesn't. We're just going to start wandering around the world. Alright, so what happens? Are we hot on her tail? No, we've got time for a tournament, of course. Let's do some of that. Well, we can't get into the tournament because we need to impersonate the guy who's going to be in the tournament. Okay, fine. So let's go to his woods, okay? Let's beat that guy up and take his axe away. Now we can pretend like we're him. Alright, great. Now we're going to walk all the way back to the stupid place. Alright, are you in the tournament yet? No, we're not. Why? We need an interview with this really, really creepy guy first. Oh. Now it turns out, oh, this guy's going to poison everybody. So this guy shows up to help out from nowhere, and maybe I could just take all of your money to buy 2 incredibly cheap items to help out. And you're like, sure, that's a great idea. So fine, now we're going to fight, and then poison, and then great. Antidotes for all, we're good. And you get a new party member. We're finally back on track. We're going to go find that thief for real this time. And we have a new hint, she's back in my hometown. What? Of course it's not her, it's some other girl with wings. Oh. Alright. We're good to go, right? We're just gonna get back on track? No, wait, a new side quest! Hooray! Alright, let's go do that. So we find her sister, and we save her. And now we gotta bring her back to her own town, and we do that. We get kicked out of town because no one likes us. We find this dude. And now we have no idea where to go. Like, the game's just like, whatever. Like, forget it. You have no idea where the thief is. We're just gonna wander around the world map for a while. And then, oh look, another town. Well, what's in here? The children have fallen into the well. We need Lassie. And there's some face huggers. Just for no reason. I mean, at this point I'm like, are we ever gonna find this thief? Do we even care anymore? I don't know. Whatever, we save the stupid children, and it turns out this place has a boat. We go to a whole new continent to explore, and another guy wants us to do his side quest. Alright. Let's go looking for his side quest. Where is it? Who knows? Oh wait, a tower! Alright, let's try this. And there's a witch in there. Well, let's kick her, and take all of her nice things. Alright, great. We come back, and great, now it turns out that frog is actually a smaller frog. Well, that was useful. Let's go to his castle. And what's going on there? A usurper! Well, clearly we have to take time out from our main important quest to deal with this, too. Alright, so now we need to get this ring back, and it turns out we gave it to that witch. So let's go find her. Is she in her tower? Anyone got a guess? No! Of course not! She's friggin' in a restaurant! Now, is this an ordinary restaurant? Is this gonna be a restaurant I can just walk into and see the witch? No. Of course not! It's a murder restaurant! It's a restaurant where they're going to try to kill you. So whatever, we take these guys out, and we kick down the door to the bathroom, and we're like, witch, give us the ring! And she's like, no! But too bad, we get the ring. Alright, now we have the ring, and we can go back and get that guy back on the throne and kill the usurper. Or not. No, maybe he made a replica ring because he has all the money. So that was a worthless side quest. We accomplished nothing. Well, there's another way we can do it. It turns out this guy's a good cook, so let's have a cooking battle! No, I'm not joking. It's really, we're going to have Iron Chef happen right now. But it's not just any Iron Chef. You have to go hunt down all of your ingredients in a custom-built dungeon they have under their city. Okay, fine. Let's do that. Did it work? No, he bribes all the judges. we're never gonna beat this guy. Whatever, let's just murder him. Done. And look, you know what? The game had no idea how you were gonna catch that thief. So it's like, hey, I was hanging out downstairs just waiting for you to come in and get me because I'm bored of running. Okay, great. So we go back and we rescue our stupid, stupid friend from being caught. And what's the first thing he does? I want you to steal from me again. He's like, okay. No, don't do it. And we get caught again, like almost instantaneously. What we do this time, we're just gonna kill that guy so we don't have to worry about getting caught. Alright, so now look at me, what's up next? There's some trees that are getting sick somewhere. And somehow this is important enough to attract my attention. I mean, I'm not even kidding, we're really just trying to save these stupid trees. Alright, so this area is isolated. You can't get through that mountain pass, no boats go there, there's no airships, and you can't walk to it. So how are you gonna get there? Well, you don't know, and neither does anyone else. We're just gonna start wandering around, looking for stuff, and maybe we've been here before, and... Oh look! A roadside attraction, only slightly better than a giant ball of string. It's a rock that is shaped like a whale. And somehow, this is where you're supposed to go next. Alright, well what's the inside like? A really poor family that no one ever comes to see because they're located so far away. But whatever, we go inside, it turns out it's a real whale, full of blubber. And we have to kill this guy who's giving us pleasant dreams, and now look at that whale. Now back to me. Now back to the whale. The whale is now a boat, and now we're really friggin' lost. Like, you have no idea where you need to go. The game's like, whatever, just figure it out. It's not that big of a world map, right? Alright, so finally it turns out there's a carnival going on, and we should just take some time off. But wait, it's a murder carnival. Now what are we going to do now? He's like, well, if you find me something to replace the guy I'm going to kill, we'll all be good. You're like, fine, let's do that. So, we need a flower. We go to the only place on Earth that has flowers for some reason. And there's a flower girl there. Can we just ask her for some flowers, pretty please? No. No, of course we don't. We're taking her up. But whatever, we have our flower, and we go to the cave with the little creatures in it, and oh god, what is that? But no, the main character's like, it's so adorable! We can't take that back to the mean old man. I mean, just look at its adorableness. So alright, we return empty-handed to the carnival master, who's like, what? We can't murder! Murder solves your problems. And you rescue the guy in the cage, who can nance really hard at people. Yeah, useless. Okay. Now we're going to go talk to some trees. Now this starts what is easily the most ridiculous part of this game. Like you thought it was bad up till now. Okay. What do we need for the trees? The therapy pillow. This tree wants a pillow to fix its memory. Okay, fine. Where are the pillows? The pillows are in Pillowland. Let's go to Pillowland. Can we just walk into Pillowland and be like, excuse me, sir, I would like a therapy pillow. No, you can't even talk to them. I'm like, we're sorry, we only talk in musical instruments. I'm like, can I just buy a harmonica? They're like, no, it has to be a really fancy, high-grade musical instrument or we won't even give you the time of day. Okay. Well, it turns out there's a fancy instrument in this other town somewhere. Now, do you think I can just go and be like, excuse me, sirs, I'm trying to save the world. Can I have your fancy instrument? No, there's another friggin' usurper there! Come on! Okay, this is hours long. I'm just going to skip through it and be like, we kill that guy. So we get back, and we've got our dumb instrument, and we're ready to go. Now we can talk to them. Can we please have a therapy pillow? No, of course we can't have a therapy pillow. Why this time can't we have one? The queen is too fat. Like, that's literally the excuse. She's too fat. Okay, fine. We're going to go find the magic diet to save the queen from being fat. And we have no idea what it's like. When we kick the guy out, who knows how to solve this? He's on an island somewhere. Okay, whatever, he's on that island. So, meanwhile, how are those trees doing we're trying to save? Who cares? We don't care. They're just dying. Alright. We find this guy, he's like, yeah, I am in fact the diet master. Let's go. And he's like, you know what? I agree. She's pretty fat. Ouch. So he uses the magic diet and it completely fails. Like, it doesn't do anything. But it turns out he's like, oh wait, you know, I didn't bring the actually good magic diet with me. It's back on the island. You're like, you're kidding, right? Okay, the assistant's like, well, the magic diet requires these special mushrooms, and I can't go get them. Walk up the mountain and find some. Okay, you bring some back and he's like, no, not those mushrooms, you idiot. The other mushrooms that look just like them. So you walk up the whole friggin' mountain full of monsters. Like, this is not an uninhabited mountain. Again, fine. Mushrooms, got it. Let's go back to the diet squad. Alright. Is it gonna work? Is she gonna be thin? No. We just have to go inside her body and fight all the fat, hand to hand. This is the point when I was like, you're kidding, right? Like, this isn't. You're just screwing me on purpose. But whatever, into the fat, man. Into the fat. And you know what? It works. Let's just have a testimonial. Wonderful. Alright. So finally we're like, ma'am, you're no longer fat. Can we have your pillow? And she's like, sure, here's your therapy pillow. Thank God. Alright, back to the tree. The tree's like, come into my mind. And what do I find inside that tree? I find a disaster. There is, inside that tree, another entire world map inside the tree. You have to be kidding me. This can't be, okay, I'm just gonna skip this part. I kill this dude at the end of it, whatever. You save the darn tree, and after all of that, the tree's memories are gonna come back, right? No, they're not. He can't remember. That was the most worthless side quest in the world. Alright, onward to the south. 10 steps later, there's a fog bank that our characters are too scared to go through. Really, guys? It's fog. I can see you. And I tell you that there's a climate control tower somewhere on Earth. In the middle of the ocean. Can anyone spot it? Anyone? Oh, look, it's that tiny single pixel dot. That's the climate tower. Oh, that was easy. Now, you don't have this world map to look at. I'm cheating. Alright, so we go to the darn tower, and it's huge, and you can drown because it's full of water. You finally find this girl who is just screwing the world for the fun of it. You're like, can you stop that? And she's like, oh, alright. Alright, fine. We go back to the friggin' fog bank, and 10 steps later, this guy's like, hey, my mom needs us to farm. I was like, what? You've got to be kidding me. No, we really take like a solid week of waking up and plowing the fields and going back to sleep and waking up and putting seeds down and going to sleep. And are we ever going to save the world? Whatever. She gets kidnapped by the church. Awesome. So now we have to farm. And this guy's like, I think we gotta blow the church. Alright, where's the church? It's on an uninhabited, remote island with no way onto it, including the whale. Great. Well, I'm just going to wander around a little bit now because the game doesn't tell you to get off the island. And eventually it turns out, once you've tried absolutely everything else, that one of your characters can turn into a bird and be an airship. Why didn't you just tell me that? This game would have been so much quicker. But no, we need a special item first. So go back, and there's another custom-built dungeon located under their city for us to go through, and finally we get to be a bird. Alright, let's go. Or not. You know what? They're not going to let us in, and we're too wussy to, like, just beat the guy up. So we leave. And find the resistance movement that wants to take down the church some more. So fine, but they're also broke. They need to fund their army, and they're too lazy to go find their sponsor. Are you kidding me at this point? What are we doing here? We're not saving the trees, we're beating up the church. It was my save point, so that can't be productive. Like, this is a bad idea. But whatever, off to find a sponsor, and there's another custom-built dungeon for that, and finally, oh, see you? I hate you. But whatever, we get the money, we come back, and it's never heard from again. They don't use it to buy anything, they don't buy any cool weapons, they don't get any more guys. Like, yeah, thanks for the money, let's go. So alright, assault the church. Well, that didn't work, it was empty. Assault the church again! Farther. Did that work? No, the church just kills the whole resistance movement in like 3 seconds flat. You're like, why did we even get the resistance movement? I could have done that. So whatever, you find the guy and you stab him in the face. Now can he get back up and rescue her? When she don't rescue his mother, she dies horribly, so that was useful. So, are we ready to get back to saving the trees now? The main character's like, you know what? I think those trees are dying because of God. We need to kill God. And you're like, what? Where do you come up with that idea? This is like a Batman plot. Okay, I'm gonna skip large swaths at this point. You go this way, you go that way, you jump this way, and finally you get your way onto that stupid island you've been flying on. Is there a dungeon there? Of course there is a dungeon. It is no ordinary dungeon. It is like the most stupendously large dungeon you can possibly imagine. But finally, you find God. And you're like, God, you need to stop killing trees. He's like, trees? Really? And you just stab him to death. And in fact, the trees are saved. And now what is there left to do in the game? Nothing. I mean, you killed God. That's it. You know, game over. You're like, that was a classic game? That was it? We didn't save the world, I did nothing. I saved like 3 trees. So this is why Breath of Fire 2 is not good. And now, we have for you a very special thing. We usually review older games, but we have a public service announcement to give you about one of today's games. This is very important. That's good. I didn't hope I was going to be cheering for it. That would be bad. Alright, now I'm going to take you on a Final Fantasy adventure. So here I am starting up the game, and I need a new character. You know what? You need to mine a lot, get a lot of materials. I decided to be a miner. I got a little pickaxe. But you know what? I want a better pickaxe. I want the level 6 pickaxe. So you gotta craft things in the game, because of course it's an MMO. Well, there it is. Look at it. Look at its beauty. I want that. What does it take to make that? Well, it takes 5 different items and a bunch of other junk. Alright, well, how do I make nails? Well, I make them out of nuggets. Okay. How do I make nuggets? Well, I make them out of ore. 2 different kinds of ore. Well, how do I get ore? Well, I learn how to mine.
Let us begin. Mining. You gotta run around. Find the mining points. Get to the mining point. Yay! Begin to mine. How do we mine? We go into our menu. We get to the menu, we get to this little mini game. It's exactly as exciting as it looks.
Inside that mini game
is another mini game. Which pretty much consists of, hitting things and listening to the response, and really it's about a 2-step process.
Over and over and over again, 2-step process.
On again and on again.
And of course, do you actually get the ore you want?
Heavens no.
Maybe. Like 2%.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever. Now I've got ore. Okay, so I have all the things I need to make the stupid nails. How do we even make things in this game?
Synthesis. Let's go back to our menu. Deeper into the menu. Deeper into the menu. For God's sakes, you're not mining for metal, you're mining for whatever it is you want to make. We finally found it. Now do we have the right items? Finally, we do. Let's make it.
Which hand do you want to use to make it?
What's the difference? Okay.
Now I gotta pick your recipe from a huge list. Like, look at the hugeness of that list. Are you really actually super duper positive you want to make that recipe?
Yes, goddammit, I'm sure.
Minigame! Yes, it's another minigame. It just keeps going and going and going. Now, you're finally done. Did you mean to make that whole item you just made? Are you sure you want to be done making the item?
That's a time limit, folks.
Nice work. Here's 6 XP. Now, down here you can see my XP bar. I need like 23,000 for the next level. Now, what if you don't have the training? Remember the things that I needed smelting training? How do you get smelting training? Well, become a level 20 blacksmith. Do a bunch of quests and get the marks. Use the marks and spend them to get the thing. And now you have the training you need to be a level 4 blacksmith. At level 20 blacksmith. Like, you can't get what you want until it's far too late to need it. Anyway, I finally make the nails. Yes, what next? Well, I need a pickaxe head, which requires these different things. And how does that make me more stuff? Okay, great. How about the maple pickaxe shaft? Well, I can no longer be a blacksmith to do this. I need to be a carpenter. Well, let's do some carpenting. Oh wait, I need to be an alchemist to turn the flax into the oil. Okay, now I'm an alchemist level 10. Great, we did that. What about the lumber? Oh, how do you get the flax? Well,
Botany.
It's basically just like mine. Okay, how about the maple log? Well, forget being a level 2 carpenter. I need to be a level 9 carpenter to make the lumber out of the log to make the shaft with the oil. And of course, that also requires botany. Now, you can't just go up to like a maple tree and be like, all right, maple tree, give me your logs. No, you go to the tree and just hit it, and you know what? Maybe get a log, maybe get a branch, maybe get an apple, or a feather, or like a rock. Like there's no like maple tree, it's just like the tree. So you might never even get the maple log, or the willow log, whatever you need. All right, so whatever, we made that thing. How about yarn? Well, I need to be a weaver now. Okay, let's learn how to weave. Weave. Okay, great. Now, how do I make yarn? Well, out of grass. Okay, I get grass, well bought. So now I'm a level 9 weaver, and I can be, oh god, okay. And then there's the animal glue, which is like the grand finale. It requires these 3 items. Note how one of them is muddy water. Okay, so the bone chip, how do I get that? Well, you can mine it, or you can do like fist-to-fist combat and beat up some things that have bones in them. Great, we got our chips. Muddy water, you have to buy it.
You can't go to a pond, you can't go to a river, a sump, anything. No, people pay good money for this.
Yeah, like, excuse me, sir, can I buy some muddy water from you? It's like, oh yes, out of my muddy water tank that I have here. Are you kidding me?
Think of the whole scam with bottled water, only it's even less useful.
Yeah, you can get that. Alright, so now sheep leather. Well, in order to make this spetch, I need to have leather. How do I get leather? Well, I need a sheepskin and willow chips so I can make leather out of the thing. Okay, well, how do I get sheepskins? Well, I beat up some sheep. Now, it's important to note that sheep only occur in one of the game's 3 major areas, so if you don't start in the right city, screwing you, you're not getting to have a pickaxe.
Unless you do Scott's Round the World Tour.
The Round the World Tour, yeah. So then, oh, wait, I almost forgot. In order to do that, you get a leather crafter, too. So now I'm leather crafter level 6. Alright, and how do I make the willow chips? Well, be a carpenter and find some willow logs, which of course is also war botany. Alright, now we're actually done. This is what it takes to make a simple level 6 item. The game has a scale of 0 to 50 levels.
Where are we now?
Where are we now? Well, first of all, I want to mention, see those little, like, crystals? Those are all the crystals that are also required to do every step of this way. So, like, tons and tons of gathering. Here's what it took to make a level 6 pickaxe. I am now all of those levels, including some unknown numbers over here. And anytime you fail any of those syntheses, all the materials are instantly destroyed. So the game is soul crushing. Like, there's never a good reason to play this game. So we are warning you ahead of time, don't play it, because this is like probably 75% of gameplay is what we just described.
Yep.
So, remember, folks, if you see bad games like the one we were telling you, we want you to burn them on sight. It's important for the future of the world.
For the good of the world, ladies and gentlemen.
That is right. Thank you for coming.